Okay, we're going to be continuing on with verse number 6 because we've already talked about what? Adding to our faith virtue, and then adding to our virtue knowledge. And we talked about how most people don't really get past the knowledge step, unfortunately. So the next portion, according to verse number 6, it says, and knowledge with self control. That's what we're adding to our knowledge. We're adding self control. Now, why is that important? Well, imagine, right? So you have faith in God and you've already committed yourself to saying, well, I want to live a morally upright life. That's virtue. So you begin what? Acquiring knowledge about God and such so that you know how to live a morally upright life. You've come to know and you are still learning who God is because it's a practice, right? We're continuing to do all these things. That's where self-control becomes very necessary because I want to continue in faith. I want to continue wanting to be morally upright. I want to continue in my knowledge. That's why self-control is important so I don't stop those things because life gets busy. But more importantly, why self-control is vital to this is because the more I come to learn about who God is, the more I come to learn about what he wants and does not want from me, right? So those sins that we used to so easily fall into, that has to stop. And that's where self-control comes in. That's what urges me, okay, you know what God said about you fill in the blank. I know I can't participate in this, so I have to give it up. And that's where self-control comes in to try to help out. So we're actively trying to control our flesh. Now, you're going to add on to self-control, and this one I think is very hard, right? Because it requires endurance. So he says as he continue on in verse number 6, knowledge with self-control and self-control with steadfastness. Steadfastness is endurance, is being able to stay the course. It's when I encounter various trials, as James talks about, being able to count it all joy, right? It's when I guess the easiest way to put it is, imagine that you're going through something, a temptation, and today you're able to exercise self-control. Great, that's awesome. What about tomorrow? What about the next day after that? What about the day after that? So that's where perseverance or steadfastness is very important because self-control gets you so far. Endurance keeps you going, right? So let's keep on pushing. Let's keep going.